Okay, so in this video, I'm basically going to go over how we are not in a trust recession, but rather the barrier to trust is just getting higher and higher and higher every single day. So I think if you're like me, you've been seeing videos around saying we are currently in a trust recession, people don't trust people as much as they used to, blah blah blah. And I would like to say yes, they are right to a degree, but also they are wrong. So basically, we want to define what a recession is. So a recession outside of economic context basically refers to a withdrawal, retreat, or diminishing process, such as the gradual pulling back of ocean tides from the shore. In our context, that means that the ability to be trusted is getting lower and lower every day, even if trust has already been won. So even if you've won the trust of a prospect or a client, you still need to win their trust again because we are in a recession. Well, that is what is being said. Now that leads to a different way of thinking about the market, which is mostly negative. Like there's mostly negative thoughts about the market because we are currently in a recession, which actually we aren't if you think about it. And I basically want to demonstrate that with two scenarios. So there's scenario one, which is basically the old scenario, which is basically the trust recession scenario. So we have baseline of trust over time, and from the beginning you are already losing trust. So like you already start losing trust if this person sees you or not, and then you do something to spike trust above the baseline, and then even though you've won trust because now you're above the baseline, you will lose it again. Because why? We are in a recession. Now there's scenario two, which is basically the new way, or the trust barrier way, which is there's a barrier, and from the get-go there's a small amount of trust. And basically, this barrier keeps moving to the right over time because this is the trust barrier. So, like, currently in 2025 December, something like AI is making it basically impossible to trust any kind of picture that you see on the internet. So, something like that is moving this trust barrier to the right over time. Now, all you have to do is basically overcome this barrier. And once you overcome this barrier, they trust you. So it's not a thing of do they trust you or not. Now it becomes an issue of how much do they trust you. So over here, it's basically how much do they trust you. Once you overcome this, they trust you. That's a trust barrier. And basically, this line or how to overcome the barrier is using content or data about X. Now, how to overcome the trust barrier. And for that, I just want to show this picture because I think it encapsulates everything that I want to say in this video. And no, I am not telling you to become a terrorist. Basically, I want you to digital carpet bomb the platform of your choice. You know, do not make your face not be seen. You want to be everywhere on a platform if possible. Only then do you have enough or can you build enough data, enough content to initially overcome this trust barrier. And just like carpet bombing, you want to make sure that you have more pieces of content being shown by the algorithm as much as possible. Because the more pieces of content you have, the higher the likelihood that one of the content you post is basically going to get you over this trust barrier and basically make you more trusted in your space. So that's that for this video. This is not my normal operations, how to scale the operations system and automations video. This is just something that has been on my mind for a while, and I see a lot of people talking about this in the space, especially in the online space, but also in the offline space. It's not that people are not trusting people, it's just that the barrier to trust is just, you know, getting higher and higher every day, because I think it's way easy to gain the trust of someone once you know them and once you have a little bit of data about them. So yeah, that's that for this video. Normally I would say like and subscribe, but I don't really care about that. So see you in the next video.